Nancy, I'm so looking forward to this conversation. I love all the things that you're doing and how you're melding these two beautiful areas of our life that sometimes we see as separate. You're melding them together in such a beautiful way, and I'm so eager to hear more. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Wendy. Delighted to be here.
Fantastic. Well, let's just start by sorry, my words. I would love to know, how are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
That's a really, really good question. That's a really good question.
I love
Uh,
it because there's never the same answer twice.
no, 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 no. Well, I've been on this podcasting journey for the last 6 months,
Hmm.
and how I was introduced to it was just out of the blue from a woman that I know who lives in Miami who had lived in Toronto. And
Okay.
out of the blue, she said, Nancy, oh my goodness, this is a whole new world. You've got to get involved. So away we go, pod pitch out of New York. And I've been doing like 5 to 10 per week with women all over the world. And really, like with you, you connect immediately to that sweet spot for a fabulous conversation.
Exactly. I'm so happy that your yes is also my yes.
And the other thing, when it was just, I have a terrific virtual assistant, and
Yes,
it's just like, oh my goodness, this Women Worth and Wellness brand is stronger than ever.
for
And
sure.
I said, going into 2026, my word is amplify. My goal is to find ways to bring it all forward. And nobody wants to hear a talking head going on and on and on and on. So, how we developed a strategy to meet that objective is I know all sorts of accomplished women. So, we've got a whole speaker series, a virtual one, with accomplished women sharing their pearls of wisdom. And one of the podcasts that I was on, Rose Odette, she's amazing, really
Okay.
amazing. She said, Nancy, are you defining an accomplished woman the same today as you did 30 years ago when you created Women Worth and Wellness? And
Hmm.
that was a showstopper question. It
For
was really
sure.
interesting because I thought, no, 30 years ago, we were all working hard to achieve, to get
Right.
to next, to get to where we thought we belonged and we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Well, women have already achieved an incredible amount. So,
Yes.
my definition of an accomplished woman is a woman who has achieved, but is now working to make the world a better place with
Mm,
her unique ability, because
mm,
everybody has a uniqueness. And so, my definition of an accomplished woman is someone who is continually bringing that uniqueness forward to make the world a better place.
it's such delicious work, isn't it? It's so good and it doesn't get old because you know that your job isn't to do all the thinking and come up with every solution, but to invite the collective to share their stories in an understanding that is what is most personal is most universal. And when we can get out of this idea that we are supposed to do it all ourselves, or isolation is where I must stay until I achieve perfection and then I can be visible, which of course is
No,
ridiculous and not what we want. But sometimes the narrative that's running the show is in actual opposition to what we want. And we
exactly.
become our own worst critic. And so
Correct.
I love that you're getting to do this work because I feel like I am doing a bit of that on this podcast as well, and highlighting the stories of women that are saying yes to themselves in big and small ways and normalizing this self-care practice.
Correct.
Saying yes is my sustainability formula. It is,
Right. Right.
but it also comes from knowing what I want so that my yes is in alignment with my desires. And the way that I know what I want and foster that alignment for me comes through a morning practice that I am 100% committed to. And so I love that this, it sounds like for you as well, has just been a graceful unfolding and expansion far beyond what you ever imagined.
Correct. And I see myself as a catalyst. I never want to be the person who's front and center.
Right.
I never want to be that rock star. My success is defined by making that connection and having that influence for those people to have their voice and their uniqueness come forward so that others can be inspired and appreciate their own uniqueness as a result of being inspired by that person.
Exactly. And we can only shine a spotlight on others if we're filled with light.
Right,
So
right,
you are using your gift. You are using,
right.
you might not be in the spotlight, but you are the spotlight.
There you
And
go.
you can't be a spotlight by dimming your own light either
No, very
or
good point.
making
Very,
yourself
very good
small.
point. Yes.
Oh, it's so fun. Okay, so I'm eager to hear really just going back, like what made you start this? I didn't realize it had been 30 years. So what what was the catalyst for starting it? And then what are you excited about what's coming?
Well, we kind of get dropped into spots that we really hadn't by design chosen to be. And so, and actually, I was on a Forbes webinar, I don't know, a month or so ago, and Demi Moore was one of the guest speakers.
Okay.
And she said her whole approach to life is that life happens for you,
Mhm.
not to you. Like it just,
Exactly.
there you go. Now, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened to me in terms of getting into the whole wealth management business. It was another woman that recruited me, and I was headed in a completely other direction as a consultant at an outplacement firm. And she's the one that said, Nancy, I'm not sure why you think that's going to be a good thing to do for the next 30 years. I think you should take a look at wealth management. And when I got there, it was like, oh my goodness, I should have been here 20 years earlier
Hmm.
because I was surrounded by wealth management in my family. I grew up with it, but
Okay.
had never thought of it as a career for myself. So landed in wealth management. And of course, you've got to have your licenses and your designations. So go get yourself, pass all those exams, come back with your credentials. And then in you go to a training program. And they said, okay, Nancy, all systems are go. There's only one thing that's missing, and that is you don't have any clients. You've got to go find your own clients. It's like,
Right.
okay. Anyway, their advice was right on because they said, the people that you will choose to bring on board as your clients are people whose lives you will add tremendous value and enhancements to. So
Hmm.
you really need to care for those people. So that's
Hmm.
when I thought, okay, at that
That's
point, I was
such
in my
beautiful advice. Instead of saying, here's where all the low-hanging fruit is, go
right,
there first.
right. Because you have to care. Like you have to really care to bring your best forward.
Well, you're playing the long game with wealth
Exactly.
management, right? It's not
Ex
you're
no.
planning someone's summer vacation.
No, not an in and out. No. So I'd already been through a lot of challenges as a woman aspiring to achieve. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to focus on women, not exclusively, but I'm going to focus on women. And this was the early 90s. And that was when women were really starting to earn more, where they really wanted to understand, how do I deal with this effectively? And about the same time, there was an investment firm that I was working with who came up with a whole marketing program called Investing in Yourself. So now I've got all these great materials. All I have to do is curate and host an event, which is what I did. And I had over 150 women that showed up. I'd
Amazing.
really hit the sweet spot. And so it's like, okay, now you start to meet with these women one on one. And it was very difficult for them to get to the wealth part because we're still talking about family. They're the ones that are expected to be the nurse practitioner in their families.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh my goodness, like these are smart women, but they don't have credentials from a health standpoint other than what we all know casually. And so that's when I started to partner with not-for-profit health-related organizations focusing on women. And in Toronto, we have a hospital that's over 100 years old called Women's College Hospital. They do all the research, all their programming, all their treatment plans are focused on women. So I started to partner with a lot of the seminars that they were offering, invited my clients and their friends to come. And you know that women like to go places in droves.
We do.
And so I would charge a nominal amount because then I'm introducing the whole concept of giving back as a way to enhance your net worth, because
Yes.
that charitable donation is a tax deduction.
Right.
I also really, it was a sweet spot at that time because don't you remember, women wanting to achieve also wanted to learn how to play golf.
Exactly.
So I started the Women's College Hospital first golf tournament.
Amazing.
And so I just kept on going and partnering with all sorts of different health-related organizations. We have a leading cancer center in Toronto, Princess Margaret, did events with them. I actually ran the New York Marathon. Well, I completed them. I never say I ran it because I did not run the whole thing, but I completed it and raised money for Princess Margaret. Then, obviously, the Heart and Stroke Foundation, because heart disease is the leading cause of death for women. And so now what I've introduced is a lot in one thing. I've introduced net worth enhancement and self-worth because we know if you're a donor, if you're able to give, you feel better as much as the person who's received your gift. And,
Right.
and then also the whole concept of giving back, which fast forward to today is more important than ever because women are earning so much more, but they're also starting to inherit from their parents.
Hmm.
And assuming your partner is male, your life expectancy is greater than that person more often than not. So you will inherit from your partner. So
Hmm.
all of a sudden, in addition to women having achieved so much, they now are really in the driver's seat, a powerful role as it pertains to stewarding wealth.
Oh my gosh. I am obsessed with this conversation. It's so good, Nancy. Thank you for, sorry if I cut you off. I want to hear more of this, of course. And I want to say, I love this. I love the trajectory. I love your lived experience. I love the logic of your foresight and forward thinking. Instead of hearing a story about how women are oppressed and
No,
everyone is
no.
controlling, like all of these things, it's not denying that that's not happening. But how about if we focus on this other thing that is also happening, which is a lot better and empowering and just as true, and we can be empowered and enlivened and encouraged and interact with this truth that's happening.
But one of the reasons why it's not happening, it's a fabulous formula
Mm-hmm.
for so much.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that's not happening is women stepping into that realm
Mm-hmm.
of opportunity because more often than not, you have to be selfish. And the
Mm-hmm.
worst thing you can call a woman is to say that she's very selfish.
Right.
Well, you know what? Now you've got this power.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a difference. So all of the things that you may have complained about or felt weren't right, now you are in the driver's seat. So
Right.
how are you going to capture that opportunity? And always with all due respect to everybody around you. I'm not saying that you come out as a barn burner and
Right.
start to, run over people. But it is a new reality. You've got to flip the switch in your own mind and realize that you are worthy to maximize the impact that you can have with this opportunity.
Well, if you're a good person, and everyone listening to this podcast is,
Right?
then 100% be selfish. Like,
Right.
we need more people that are operating from that mindset and that trajectory. Yeah. And
And
it's like I mean, our level of selfish is, selfish, quote unquote, on the ish because our definition of selfishness, like in my most selfish, self-serving, self-absorbed state, I am so in contribution and in service to the things that are important to me. And that's what you are asking for. You are asking for women who are in alignment with their highest and best to step up, to step in
Step
and
up and step in. I love that.
to do something good and expansive and empowering with these resources and these opportunities, and to do it in a way that's so invitational that any judgment, like it can't even be heard. It's just noise.
Well, it's so personal. I'm thinking as I'm listening to you, it's like women love to be hugged and they love to hug. So it's like surround this opportunity and make it personal for you. We all know the example of you put the oxygen on yourself first.
Hmm?
Okay, so you've got the oxygen on, you got that message, but now that you've got the oxygen on, it's like, okay, now what are you going to do?
Right.
Like now you've got a whole new opportunity to do more than just sit there with the mask on.
Yes. Yes.
Take it to the next level. Step in, step out. Make a difference. You can do it. You can do it.
Yes. And we already know what we want. So
Right,
it's not like we woke up from being in poverty and survival mode to winning the lottery. It's
right.
like you've been, for the women that you're working with and the women that you're inviting into this work, they've been getting ready to get ready to get ready. Like they know what they want, they have resources, and now within community of other women in the same situation, now there is a
An opportunity.
tsunami of love and impact that can happen because perhaps she may be the only one in her social circle or in her family of origin or whatever community she's in that is in this position. And so that can get skewed. But when you are invited into a space that only has people like you, there's no more damage control
No,
or even comparison. There's just an exhale and a collective, okay, like what are we going to do now? Like, I'm so glad we found each other. Let's do it. And which
let's go.
what your beautiful organized events do as well.
Well, the other thing too, which I think is a really important point, we're talking about wealth,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have to be all about money.
Right.
Giving, making your philanthropy meaning means that you're putting yourself out there and helping out to enhance something that you care about.
Yes.
So in your community, there are all sorts of different opportunities. It's just a matter of which one do you care about? Which one would you like to volunteer in
Right.
to help bring that forward for an enhancement for that organization? And in return, you're getting a personal enhancement by helping out.
Which makes you want to do it more.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I love this reminder that wealth is beyond financial resources. I'd love to hear more about your thoughts around that.
Well, I think, my first volunteer effort was way, way, way back when, I think knocking on doors for the Cancer Fund. And you learn a lot about life because as soon as you knock on somebody's door, out comes a person. And now
Mhm.
you're reacting to that person, and they come in all shapes and sizes. And you will get people who are delighted you've arrived, and you'll get other people who won't even answer the door, or
Right?
they answer the door and say, "Don't bother me." So you're really starting to learn how to deal with life in a very, very, very unique way. Very unique way. But the good news is that you feel good that you've done something in trying to make the world a better place. And there are all kinds of different ways that you can do that. I mean, that's when it's really up to the individual. The only thing that I'm advocating is that you do something, because in return, you are a better person because of what you've done. Even if you've had a really bad experience, we all learn from bad experiences. And the one thing that we all have in common is that time just continually unfolds. So it's just a matter of not necessarily what are you going to do with your money and your wealth. What are you going to do with your time?
Yeah.
Like really, what are you going to do with your time? And it's up to each of us to make those decisions personally. We all have responsibilities that eat our time that we can't avoid, but we also have a lot of opportunity with discretionary time, especially if we know how to delegate well, that
Mm,
can take us to a whole new level. So, think about time being your greatest asset and how are you going to get the best return on that asset and be selfish for yourself. And in doing so, you're probably enhancing somebody else's well-being.
right. I love this also reminder of delegation, and
Yes,
you're experiencing that a bit with your virtual assistant.
yes.
Can you tell me more about what that process was for you? Because I think that, even when we can get over the mental hurdle of doing something selfish, there's the next hurdle, at least for me, is, well, I can't possibly do what I want and have support doing what I want. Like I have to make it hard in some way because it's a prize to do what I want. And for a long time, and most likely still, I am rewriting the narrative that just because I want it all doesn't mean I have to do it all.
Not at all. Not at all. The best thing you can do is not try to do it all. I think one of the most important things is knowing your own uniqueness,
Mhm.
knowing your core, what you love to do, what you're best at doing. And in doing so, you get to pay attention to other people's uniqueness
For sure.
and really listen and understand and appreciate who that person is. And when you have a work scenario, well, even a home scenario, I think the best mix is when everybody is bringing their uniqueness forward in that total mix so
Yes.
that you can go forward. And I know women have a lot of difficulty with this because we are very, very good at doing it all until we just burn ourselves right out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Look around. Think how you can transfer some of your current responsibilities to someone else. That can be a partner, that can be kids, that can be staff. And think about what you can transfer over to them. Give them that as a responsibility and always know they're never going to do it exactly the same way you do it. But you know what? At least if they take it on, you've transferred it over. And just perhaps they're able to do it better than you. And when
Yeah,
that happens, celebrate.
for
Don't
sure.
feel minimized because they've taken something from you and done a better job.
Right.
Celebrate.
Yes. How are you celebrating the relief that you're feeling with your recent hire of your assistant?
She's not recent. We've been together for a long time, probably about
Okay.
6 or 7 years now.
Oh, wonderful.
But last year, when I started this whole podcasting experience, and I will mention this now,
Yes.
in order to be your best from a health standpoint and from a wealth standpoint, it's important to have a trusted advisor
Yeah.
because even dentists don't do their own dental work.
Right.
So you've got to shop around until you've got somebody who can be your health advisor and also your wealth advisor. And
Mm,
once you find those people, will enhance your life to the max.
yes.
And so I'm thinking, well, I know who my trusted health advisor is, but in terms of a trusted business advisor, I'm kind of doing this and this and this. And I thought, okay, Crystal is her name. I will go to her and just say, you know what? You're my trusted advisor from a business standpoint because you know what we're working on, you know what we're doing. And I really want to revisit this whole topic in terms of, okay, what's next?
Right.
And so over to you. And I said, just take 1 hour and come back to me with a proposal as to what you think we should be doing next. I said, don't
I
spend any more than
love
an
that.
hour. Like, don't spend the weekend, don't, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what she came back with blew me away, absolutely blew me away. So it goes back to my initial point. understand what that other person's uniqueness is and let them have an opportunity to bring it forward. And to your point, you put the spotlight on them.
Yeah. Yes. And because you're the visionary, you need an integrator. Otherwise, none of these good ideas are going to come. And the integrator, this person that you've been telling all of these things that you're going to be working on next, they're invested, but they have a different perspective. And I think that's such a brilliant move to to turn that question over instead of saying, here's what we're going to do next. I'm eager to hear where you think this is going next.
That's right. Turn that opportunity over. I will just reinforce that I would never have been in the wealth management business if this one woman hadn't taken my head 180 degrees and said, Nancy, I think you should consider this. I would never have been in the podcasting world if this other lady hadn't taken me and said, Nancy, I think this is something that you should really take a look at. And this speaker series that we've come up with, it was Crystal who suggested the Pearls of Wisdom. And that's exactly what we are doing. Every time we have an accomplished speaker, we ask them to define their pearls of wisdom. And we've got 2 or 3 speakers each month virtually. And we're having one in-person event on December the 2nd, with hopefully a
Amazing.
lot of these speakers present. And at
Yes.
that point, we will give out a summary of all of the pearls of wisdom. So the message is very, very simply, pay attention to what other people think you should do. You don't have all the answers. So, and I consider it a real honor and privilege that those women gave that feedback to me. They saw me differently than I was seeing myself. And in all of those situations, it has enhanced my life and what I'm reaching for. So pay attention to what other people think you should be doing.
Right. I love that reframe because sometimes we can take that information as
Yeah,
not doing enough, or
right,
are you
right,
kidding me? Like, you're going to give me another job?
right,
But what it is an invitation to reframe, an
right.
invitation to reduce what we've been doing. And, depending on a person's personality, depending on how they're built, am just starting to learn a little bit about human design. And my human design is a generator. And generators are, we're loyal, our head is down, like we're
Right.
doing the work, but we're not always good about completing when that thing is no longer serving. Sometimes our loyalty outweighs the writing on the wall. And that's so great to have more eyes on what's happening to give us ideas and to help us see what we can't see. It's so
It's
beautiful.
yeah, it's a reframe and it's a redirect.
Yes.
A reframe and a redirect. And the other person is Rose, who I mentioned, who asked me the question about how do you find, are you defining an accomplished woman the same today?
Right.
And if she hadn't asked me that question, I would have just kept on going and hadn't stopped and thought, no, my definition today is quite different from what it was 30 years ago.
Yes.
So it brings that additional clarity as well.
Right. Right. And how your current offerings
Right,
reflect this updated definition.
right. Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
really beautiful. And how are you implementing? So I understand the wealth management side of it. How are you implementing the health management side? And what does that mean to you? What are you inviting women into?
Well, in the past, I've done lots of different events, bringing lots of different topics to people's minds. Recently, I revisited the whole menopause topic. I'm
Mhm.
well past it, but then all of a sudden I thought, you know what? I remember when I was in my 40s and going through menopause, and all you wanted to do was hide in a closet somewhere.
Mhm.
And that is so wrong because in your 40s is when your positive trajectory is just starting to kick in with opportunities.
Yeah.
So if you excuse yourself or you don't show up, then you're missing out. And so what if you show up and you've got perspiration dripping down your arm? So what? I mean, the world needs literally, if you are a woman in this world who has lived this long, nobody escapes the whole business of menopause. It's as simple as that. So
Mhm.
it's not your fault. So
Right.
be a champion, be an advocate, help other people understand. So I got right in the middle of it. I did cold plunge, I did seminars, I raised money with Sinai Women's Health in Toronto, which again is terrific. They've got terrific experts there. And then did a presentation at a wealth management conference on the whole topic, where there were mostly men there. And one man was so funny. He said, I live in a retirement community. And he said, I thought it was just night sweats. And he said, oh my goodness, I said, you know what would be lots of fun if you're brave enough to do this? When you're at a cocktail with some of your social events that you're in your retirement community, just say, would anybody like to talk about menopause? And they'll go, whoa. Like but you will get you, and if you ask the question
Mhm.
and you're prepared to listen, then you will be amazed at the stories and situations that will come forward.
Yes.
So that is one thing in particular, but I'm working very hard to keep twinning publicly health and wealth
Mm.
because a lot of wealth organizations focus on retirement and saving for kids' education and all that kind of stuff, and they are missing the mark by not openly twinning the two.
Mm.
So I'm working on that with different organizations to hopefully, again, going back to my amplify word, there's
Yes.
only so much I can do. But if I can convince a large bank or financial group to capture this idea
Right.
and amplify the health and wealth message, I think that in itself would be unbelievable.
Right. Transformational.
It is definitely,
Oh my gosh, it's so
definitely.
exciting. I'm I I'm very happy about your word of the year. I'm very happy about how that impacts not only you, but
Right,
everyone in earshot
right.
that is interacting with these beautiful things that you're up to. My word of the year is legacy. And I just, for me, that is meaning like I'm playing the long game. So I'm so grateful to have this conversation today to implement these principles into my long game as well, that then trickles down not only to everyone listening, but to my 12-year-old daughter and
Wonderful.
everyone in this community. So I think that there's just so much. There's
There
so
is.
much wisdom to be gleaned. There's so much to be shared. And I love the way that you are bringing these groups of women together. Can you tell us more about Pearls of Wisdom?
Well, we started off with an amazing lady. She was a pilot and had all sorts of challenges along the way, but really stood up to them. Really, really, really amazing. And she retired and she has horses and she now does equine therapy. And
Mm,
of course, as you probably know, this is the year of the horse. And that's why
yes,
we started off with her, because the year of the horse has so much positivity to it. It's like no more planning. It's all about action. It's about courage. It's really about stepping it all up. And I just realized that the year of the horse doesn't begin until February the 17th.
right.
So we started off the beginning of the year focusing on it, but now we're going to do a big relaunch and again point out all of the different opportunities that will come from that. But her pearls of wisdom were really, really unique. She went into some of the testing that she was part of in order to become the pilot was really interesting. And she found that she passed something that she had not known she had this talent. And
Hmm.
there were other people that were part of that same testing event who came out in tears. And
Hmm.
it was very, I can't remember exactly what the details are, but, paraphrasing, it was very simply, it was kind of like your vision stuff was coming at you very fast and you had to regroup and refocus and whatever. And she didn't get overwhelmed. She just took a pause and then away it came again. And that was what it was all about is, are you able to adjust when crazy stuff comes at you? Because as a pilot, this is what's going to happen. And you can't lose your cool, you can't lose your focus. Anyway, it was really interesting. So that we have, I forget how we've defined it. But again, she stood up to, she had, an MCP who was challenging her in so many different ways, and she took them on. She didn't pull back. She reported them. She worked it all through. And then at one point, they had an interaction personally. They ended up in a cafeteria. He was the only person there, along with her. And then he tells his story about why he was so mean to her. And she ended up feeling quite sorry for him. He came out lashing at her every chance he could when she found out that his background and his life was very sad. So we never know. We never know. But on the other hand, not knowing, you've still got to stand up for yourself.
Right.
And if it's not, the whole difference between what's right and what's wrong really is a guiding force all the
Right.
time because we know what's right. We know
Yes.
it's wrong to steal. We know it's wrong to hit somebody. So we always know what is the difference between what's right now and what is wrong. And let that be your guiding action in terms of how you choose to react.
Yes.
So
And I
check in.
think I'm sorry, please finish your thought.
I was just going to say, check in with me on December the 2nd or December the 1st, and we'll have the recap of our pearls of wisdom by then.
Amazing. Yes. And I think to the point of your story as well, knowing how to take care of ourselves, to feel empowered and at peace in our body, and
Right.
also to just take that pause and think of what's the most generous interpretation of this experience that I can give it. And
Exactly.
realize that people are having bad days, have had bad experiences. I, I just used that practice in a conversation with my daughter, talking
Excellent.
about her dad. It's like
Excellent.
he's not just doing these things because he's trying to ruin your life. You remember being 12.
Yep. Yep.
But it's from a place of fear. And sometimes when people are afraid, they think control is the only way to feel safe.
Right.
And when
Right.
you have that information, you can interject some compassion for that person and learn how to play the game.
Exactly. But not be on a treadmill that's moving so fast that you can't just stop and think, wait a minute now, what's going on here? What's really going on here? And why is that person doing what they're doing?
Yeah.
And, just take your time. Don't be in a rush to solve all the problems immediately.
Right. There's so many gifts in the pause.
Correct. Correct.
Oh my gosh. This has been so lovely, Nancy. Like I said, I love everything that you're up to. I'm so excited that we got to share a bit of it here, but I know everyone is going to want to stay in your fabulous loop. So tell them how they can find and follow you, how they can be a part of the live event in December, all those good things.
Okay, well, the website is womenworthwellness.com. So if you go there, we will invite you to sign up so that you're getting regular updates on what we're doing. But send me an email. It's just simply Nancy at womenworthwellness.com. Send me an email. Say, here's my question, Nancy, and I'm 24/7. So if I don't get to you the night before, it'll be first thing the next morning. Definitely.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. I love that about you. It's very much like me.
There you go. And my logo is like this. You put your arms
Mm,
way up, put your arms up as high as you can, and you're standing on a little hill, and
Yes.
it's like, yes, it's
Yes.
yes, yes.
I love it.
I've
Victory.
exactly. I know where I'm at, I know where I'm heading, and I feel definitely worthy of everything that I want to be and everything that I can do.
Right. And you're on a hill, you said.
Right,
So the perspective and the vision is farther than
right.
you could see from where you were.
Exactly. I had one person who looked at the graphic and said, shouldn't that be an underline? I said, no, then they're standing in a ditch. I don't
Right.
want people standing in a ditch.
Exactly. Oh, it's so good. Thank you so much for your time, Nancy. I've loved this
You're
conversation.
welcome, Wendy. My pleasure.